Hi, so today I want to talk about a light that I believe deserves a lot more recognition. So I've used anything from your cheap TrueGlow lights, and this one is like $18 to your LP lights, which are like over $100. And there's other companies like Zebros and things like that that make really good lights. Nothing against them, except the price. I don't think it's justified to charge that much for just a light with some adjustability, but people buy them, so I guess that's fine. But one light that I really like is the Illumapin. And it's a similar style to all the ones that you're used to, like your LP, your Zebros, and it has all your adjustability that you need. It has all the different size adapters, so it's everything you could ask for in a light, and it comes in at like half the cost of the others. So this one here has your knob on the back to adjust for the brightness. You can go all the way from dim to, super bright, which I don't even know when you need it that bright, but it gives you all the adjustability you could ever wish for. And another thing is it comes in any color you can imagine. I went with red, white, and blue, patriotic I guess, and if you can think of a color, it comes in that. So with you have your long wire, you also have 4 different options for adapter sizes, different threads. Well, if you can think of a site like, Excel, Black Gold, CBE, all the different companies, it's gonna fit those. And if you have something weird, you can always use shrink tubing like a lot of people use, but for the most part, it's gonna fit any site out there that you can think of. One thing I like about it is the length of the wire. That's one thing that I ran into with this cheap little TrueGlow. It has, maybe a 6-inch wire, which, it can fit most sites, but like on one of my sites, I had a 9-inch extension, and where I wanted it mounted, it would not reach my scope. So obviously that didn't work. So I took it off, and I ended up going to a little light like this. I believe this came on maybe a Spot Hog site, and it's a good light. It has your adjustable rheostat, so you can adjust the brightness, as you can see. It does the job, and it's a very small, compact light, and they run maybe $20. So that's fine. But I wanted a light that has a longer run time, that has more adjustability than that, and with the longer extension. So with this one here, has your Velcro straps. You can strap it to anywhere on your site, or I've even seen them mounted on the riser. It's your choice. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. So I have a kind of weird setup running on mine right now. So I have a 31mm scope, and then I have a ring and a dot. As you can see, if you look closely, well, I found that in low light, I can barely see that dot. And you can get different ones that are like reflective, or some people say, oh, go to a pin. Well, firstly, I hate pins. That's why I went with this, and I've used them for years, but again, like I said, in low light, it can be very hard to see. There's some reflective ones that actually work pretty well, but I kind of want to be able to see whatever I use. Well, I'm really happy with this light setup, because being that I have adjustable brightness, I can turn it on, and if you look closely, you can see the orange kind of gets brighter. If I bring it over here, you probably can see. So you see how the light is shining on the level and on my ring. But bring it in really close, I think you can be able to tell. Yeah, you see how my ring lights up, gets brighter? And I can just dim it all the way down. And see, the way I have it run right now is directly down, which is not the most conventional way. As you can see, I have it run straight from the top. It doesn't get in the way, doesn't affect me in any way, but I have it run straight down from the top. What this does is it prevents me from having any glare from the light on my lens, which would be a big pain. It comes straight down, it lights up my level, which is good if you shoot in low light, lights up my level, and it lights up my ring. And it hits it, it's slightly reflective, I guess, because it hits it and the whole thing glows. But I don't see a single bit of glare when I look through my lens, which is important, because I don't want to be partially blinded when I'm trying to see my target. So basically, how I feel about this light is that for the money, I don't think you're going to get a better light out there. You can get a cheap little one for 20 bucks, which I guess will work, but it's not going to fit every light out there, and you don't have the same adjustability you have with one of these lights. I love your standard Target lights like your LP, your Zebros, and similar styles, but I don't like the price at all. And that's why I thought maybe I can cheap out on this little True Glow, which it works, but I mean, there's no adjustability, so it's either too bright or perfect or doesn't work. With this one here, you can adjust it from super dim to super bright. And like I said, about half the price of your Zebros and your LP. So I'll put a link to Illumapin down in the description or on the video here. And I recommend checking them out. If you want to get a cheap price but good quality light, I wouldn't look further than the Illumapin. So if you have any questions or anything, just feel free to ask me, comment, or send me a message. I'll be happy to help with anything. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good day.